Brandon, this obviously can be your last game as a Bengal. Do you feel like you need another solid performance to convince the team to re-sign you? And do you even want to re-sign back in Cincinnati?
Yeah, obviously, I want to put my best foot forward every time I get on the field. So, I'd love to have another good performance and get this team another win. But it's going to take the whole team to do that. It's obviously a very good Ravens team that we're going against. So it's going to take our best effort, especially offensively. Um, as far as coming back, obviously, I would love to come back. I think this organization's on the right track, and I think Zach has it going in the right direction. And I'd love to be here to see that come full circle.
Brandon, what do the Baltimore Ravens do best defensively? What impresses you the most when you take a look at the tape?
A lot of talent in all areas of their defense. Obviously, their D line is very stout. They added Yannick Ngakoue, who's a great pass rusher, and they have Calais Campbell and everyone in there. So their D line is very stout, and then their linebackers are extremely athletic, and they fly around the field, and they have a lot of talented DBs as well. They do a great job of punching at the ball and getting fumbles and turnovers and things like that. And so we have to be great with all our ball security. From all aspects, from the run game to when we catch passes, tucking it away, and they do a great job of getting the ball out versus everyone pretty much all year.
Brandon, what do you have to do as a quarterback? What do you have to see? I mean, they do so many different things. What do you have to do? What are your one or two top priorities that you got to get done?
Yeah, obviously I have to recognize coverage, see what they're in, if that's pre or post snap. They do, like you said, they do a good job of disguising things and bringing a lot of different pressures. And so I need to know where my quick throws are. I need to know when I can get through the progression and when to get the ball out and be accurate with it. Because obviously they play a lot of tight coverage. Like I said about their talent on defense is everywhere. So accuracy is going to be at an all-time high this week, and just getting the ball out and getting it to the guys so that they can go make plays.
Brandon,
we never got much of a chance to talk about your summer heading into this year. I'm curious, what was your spring and your summer like, and can you describe the process that led to you signing in Cincinnati?
Yeah, it was definitely different with COVID happening and all that, and then the quarantine and all that. So it started out just like any other off season, just working out, throwing, staying in shape, being ready for when a team did call. And then obviously it went through OTAs and COVID and all that, and it was all a Zoom type thing. And then I got a call from Zach, actually while I was in the hospital with my wife, and she was giving birth to our son. So kind of interesting timing there, but yeah, I was obviously excited to get a call and know that I was going to have another chance.
Brandon, third down is like blood in the water for that defense. Baltimore in the first game, 3 for 16 on third down, and a ton of them were 3rd and 9, even as much as like 3rd and 22, 3rd and 24. A big deal is staying on schedule, right? Don't fall behind the chains like that.
Absolutely. I think that, especially against this defense, but pretty much anytime you play, you don't want to be in those 3rd and long situations, and they're extremely difficult to convert. And then doing it against this defense will just make your life much more challenging offensively. We need to stay on schedule on 1st and 2nd down, keep ourselves in the 3rd and 5 and under would be great. And then we have a much better opportunity to convert and stay on the field and sustain drives if we can do that.
Brandon, with Tyler Boyd out last week, did you sense a difference in Tee Higgins and kind of his approach and kind of the way he played on Sunday?
I think Tee's had an extremely veteran mindset for being a rookie all year long. I don't know that Tyler being out really changed the way he prepared and the way he goes about his business every week. He's extremely detailed in what he does. He's very smart, and he knows that he's got all the talent in the world, and really getting his football IQ is already high, extremely high for a rookie, and it's only going to continue to grow. And you mix that with his athleticism and playmaking ability, is going to be very special.
Brandon, what's the key to accuracy? I mean, you've been very accurate the last, since you've been in here, and you haven't had any time with your receivers. What's the key to those 70, 80% numbers?
I think it's a lot of the throws we have in our offense are rhythm and timing. And so I think when you can play on time, and obviously the offensive line has done a great job of keeping me clean in a lot of those situations, and and we're clean in the pocket and we can get the ball out with rhythm and timing, accuracy is just something you really work on, and you get better the more reps you get with those receivers. So I think obviously us doing the best we can to get as many reps, routes on there, 7-on-7, team reps, all that. The accuracy just comes with being able to play on time and put the ball where where you've seen in those reps where they're going to be. And so it just comes down to, I think, rhythm and timing, and just getting a lot of those reps accumulated with those receivers.
2 more minutes.
Brandon, knock on wood, the NFL will get through this week and get through the regular season fairly unscathed, other than a few juggling around. Are you surprised at that, especially when it feels like on a nightly basis, college basketball is called off, college football is called off? And what do you attribute maybe the fact that the league got through this?
I think they've done a great job of with all the COVID testing, and obviously I think midway through the year turning all meetings into Zoom meetings, and this organization especially, I think we've done a good job of using our contact tracers and staying, socially distanced as best we can, when we can, wearing masks, all that sort of thing. So obviously you've seen a couple hiccups here and there throughout the league, but I think as a whole, with the way they have everyone testing every single day before you can come in, and limiting all those contacts, I think is kind of what's led to us being able to play all these games.
Going back to what you said about Zach calling when you were in the hospital, did your wife, is the family here in Cincinnati with you, or have you been apart this whole time?
They're here now. When he shot me a text and give him a call later, and I think she was probably an hour from giving birth. So obviously waited a little bit to call him, but once they were both napping and healthy and everything, I gave him a call, and I think it was 2 weeks after that when I officially signed here. And so I at least got 2 weeks with them, and then I had about 3 weeks apart when I was up here in Cincinnati during that camp, and then got them up here once we had a plan set forth for them to come up here.
I mean, between having being in and out of seeing your family and COVID and thrust into a starting role here, I mean, has this just been one of the most stressful sort of few months of your career? And how hard has it been to stay focused on the job with all everything else that's been going on around it?
It's definitely been a year to remember, obviously, just with how different everything is, and the challenges that come with having to deal with this pandemic and everything. But it's kind of what you said. It's not just me; it's everyone's having to deal with it, and everyone's having to adapt to the world we live in right now. And as much as we don't want to do some of the things that we have to do, it was like you said, it was necessary to keep the season alive and keep playing all these games. And so, you look back on it, obviously be worth it, because I've had a great time here and I got to play and finally get that win last week. And so, you look back and it's just going to be a year to remember for sure.
Brandon, if y'all are able to win this game, it'll be the first 3-game winning streak in a season here since 2015. What kind of effect can that have into the offseason moving into next year?
Yeah, and it can have a great effect going into the offseason. Obviously, you want to end your season on a high note, and we haven't had the season that everyone wanted so far this year. But anytime you can get on any sort of win streak and get momentum building into the offseason, it does a lot for the players' organization to get them really excited to come back for a new year and really keep that momentum going and start on the right foot.
One last question.
Brandon, the first practice you had, the Wednesday practice before your first start, you had no incompletions. I mean, you were on a roll. But now, having all these reps, practice reps, game reps, how different a quarterback are you now than when you were putting on that performance that first Wednesday?
I'm definitely more confident than I was in the first practice, and I think that comes with the accumulation of reps, like I said. So, it's just a kind of a byproduct of being able to get experience and get reps, and I think I've learned a lot in the time that I've been here, and taken advantage of what I can, and hopefully just continue to get better.